Stephen Nicholas. Stephen Nicholas, I go to recruit him at his house. His dad is a huge man, a minister. And I walk in there, and this man walks out, and he's intense. He wasn't smiling at all. And I'm kind of like a little nervous because I don't know what to do. And the room was dark. No lights in the house. And I sit down, and his dad looks at me and says, "Why are you recruiting my son?" And I go, Sir, I want to share with you why I'm recruiting him, but could you do me a really big favor?" He says, "What, will you please turn the lamp on?" Exactly.
I want to be a part of helping to establish a solid tradition.
The people that come here will compete for a starting job immediately.
The bells and whistles, and Doug, oh, by the way, we also have a football game.
We sure do, and I think we got a good one.
But Kentucky Wesleyan has the experience. But the first battle is the coin toss. Let's go down to the field for the very first coin toss.
Put our hands together for Coach Leavitt. Let's do it better than that. Put your hands together for Coach Leavitt.
Heads, he calls it. It is heads.
And I appreciate all of you so much for being here. You have no idea. I'm not going to be able to, usually you know I can talk pretty a lot, but it's really hard for me. It's very emotional for me. You guys were obviously the cornerstone of something very, very special. And I used to tell you all many times that, I remember the first group, I used to say 20 years from now, you'll look back and realize how powerful of what you had done and accomplished. You all mean so much to me, so much to me. You really do. And the reason, and I appreciate Jay Mize so much because Jay worked really hard to do all this and to bring the food with Irish 31, all that. Appreciate that a lot, really do. And the reason that I wanted to do this was, in all sincerity, in coaching, your players are everything. They're absolutely everything. And I used to tell you guys this a lot of times, you don't have a job if you don't have the players to coach. And you guys were an incredible group. And there's just so many stories to tell. And I appreciate all of you more than you will ever know. Appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And for you all to be here tonight is just very, very special. It really is. So with that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much, because of my career, I coached for 42 years, and for 14 years there at South Florida, and it was an incredible time for me. And to be honest with you, when I left South Florida and went to the 49ers, I had a couple other head job offers, but I never thought that I'd probably be a head coach again, because the greatest job I ever had, and nothing could, it was all about passion. The passion I had for where I grew up, the home, here, I knew I would never have at other programs. That is the honest God truth. And had a couple opportunities, and that was really one of the big reasons I didn't take them. Because I felt like if I didn't have that kind of passion, I would not have that kind of success that we had at the University of South Florida. So appreciate all of you so much. Enjoy the night, and love all of you very, very much. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thanks for your coach. It's no way to represent how much we appreciate you. This is something that they gave out last year for every season ticket holder, and it's amazingly done. There's a great piece in there by Rev, and really, really well written. It's a 25-year history of USF. So I don't know if you have this. It's really, really well done. As soon as they did it, I had them bring me extra copies. I say, hey, this coach, this guy. So I gave one to Kravitz because our kids. Anyway, and then I got one for you too. So amazing is from us all, and you're gonna love reading this.
Oh yeah, this
obviously
is great. Thank you.
You know, I mean, it's covering you and the entire time you were here, and you are USF football, and we love you.
Hey, real quick, so a lot of people have asked how this came about, right? So Coach Leavitt and I were at the, whatever that circus is in Southampton.
Oh, that's right,
Whatever.
Christ
the King circus. And all the kids running around, and we're having a few beers, and he's like, man, I really miss the guys, and we're talking about the guys, and like, we need to get them together. So I thought he was just having a couple beers. I didn't think he was so to his credit, the very next morning, he said, I'm dead serious. He's like, I want to have something at my house. Let's get the guys together. So that's how it came about. And I just want to tell you, Coach, like Mark said, there's no way a couple-hour event tonight could do justice in our appreciation for what you've meant in our life, right? And one of my favorite sayings is legacy is like planting seeds in a garden that you'll never see. I can't tell you how far-reaching your legacy is. It gives me goosebumps in our lives and what we're doing to this day, and our impact on our communities stems from everything that you taught us, right? Doing things the right way, being good husbands, being good dads, just working your butt off, having a chip on your shoulder, believing in yourself, not backing down from anybody. And I just want to tell you, man, it's like the greatest compliment to me, as you know, I'm coaching 13-year-olds. The greatest compliment, I tell my guys, the greatest compliment and the way to honor a coach is by the way you play on the field, right? When you play the game the right way, when you bust your tail, when you work, when you play together, when you overcome. We did that, as you know, the best South Florida teams did that, right? That we had that chip on our shoulder, and it was all to honor you. It was all out of respect for you. All these guys would run through a wall of fire for you and our coaches, Coach Hobby, right? The guys that poured into us, it was all not for our greater good, it was because we didn't want to let you down. And that's because of everything that you were about. So this is, again, there's nothing I could give you. I could give you 10,000 pounds of gold that could never justify, right, everything you or compensate for you what you've given us. This is a really cool helmet, and I don't know.
Beautiful.
It's got every single name of the inaugural team.
Oh wow!
It's got every single coach, including you. Everybody that was on that inaugural team is on this helmet. So I hope you put this somewhere special, and just let it be a symbol of how much we love you.
Thank you.
Well, for one, he's responsible for bringing us together. We played against each other, and then we became teammates. It's been a lifelong brotherhood. Coach Leavitt taught us definitely how to work hard, so that's been transferred into our adult life. He taught us to be a man. May not know what he was doing, but yeah. It worked out in the long run. When you think about it, yeah, he was just teaching us to be a man. He was playing chess, not checkers. We didn't realize it at the time, though.
Anything else y'all want to tell them about that?
All right, so first thing, when I first got there, I was actually on the first team. So that first year was all practice and two-a-days and everything. And I would say the biggest thing is that now I know how much hard work matters, right? And I think that's in my life that's helped me a lot. Between my father and his military background, and then going to school and Coach Leavitt, almost like another sergeant, it actually helped me, catapult me to being a real man. So I got 4 beautiful kids and a wife, over 20 years now. So you know what type of dedication that takes and sacrifice. So thank you, Coach Leavitt, and hope God keeps blessing you.
Coach Leavitt was a guy that took chances on guys. So we were a bunch of kind of ragtag guys with chips on our shoulders, weren't heavily recruited. But he saw something in us, took chances on us, put us in positions that maybe we hadn't even ever played, and had faith in us, and we won a lot of games with him. And I would say what he meant most to us is being a coach that believed in us and took chances, and that means a lot.
Yes, sir. Well, anything you want to tell him?
I still use some of the things that he taught us in the professional world today. We were sharing earlier today, and the guys will remember this. When we did recognition, we always said somebody's name and then did the double clap. I still do that in my office environment today, so those things carry with us. So I would say thanks, Coach, and thanks for taking a chance on me.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Leavitt, Jimbo Leavitt, I'll tell you what he's done for me, not only just me, but the people in this room, words can't put it into words, because he's changed men. He's turned boys into men. I remember first meeting him when I was still in junior high school, and he had asked me, hey, do you think you want to play for USF one day? And I was just like, USF was still in the work in progress, and I was just like, okay, yeah, that'd be cool. So never knew in that later on I would sign first day and just be in a place amongst brothers, amongst good coaches that just really led and directed me in the right direction, and so much that he's taught. Not only on the field, but more importantly, the off the field characteristics that I still instill with me and still carry with me each day. It goes beyond words, So I wish that he was still around, in the coaching atmosphere, because we need him back. That's for sure. You're being a bull lover, but life takes us different directions. But I'm just glad for him, happy for him, his career, his success, and his effect on my life. I can't say more than just thank God for Jim Leavitt.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Tell us your name.
DeAndrew Rubin.
And tell us what Coach Leavitt meant to you and your experiences at USF.
Oh man, you don't realize until you're gone. All the lessons they taught. How to be a man. I learned a lot from those guys. Might not seem did while I was there, but growing up, becoming a man, I really learned a lot from those guys.
So anything you want to tell Coach?
We're a product of you. Got us some little boys. Now we all men coming back to congratulate you, here with you, celebrate you. We just appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. What it is? Tell us your name, sir.
Tony Umholtz.
Okay, Tony, tell us about your experience with Coach and how he impacted your life.
Well, Coach made a huge impact on my life. First of all, he stuck with me after a horrible car accident I was in, right after walking on and making the team, and I'm always grateful for that, for what he did for me. And the other thing he taught me is I was always an easygoing kid, going through high school, and he taught me grit and work ethic, and to this day it's carried with me. So thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Anything you want to tell him?
Well, always have a friend with me, Coach, and
he taught me so much. As he knows, I was a kid without a father, so I saw him as a father figure. I saw him as somebody who definitely encouraged me, gave me the tools that I need, not only on the football field, but the tools I needed in life. And so he was there for me, gave me that guidance, gave me an opportunity, because I came in as a person without a scholarship. And I remember during our recruiting season, I said, Coach Leavitt, if you offer me a scholarship, I'll commit to you right now. And then a couple of days later, he called me back. Coach Lane actually reached out to him and said, hey, Coach Leavitt really liked you at the recruiting visit, and he wanted to give you a scholarship. So for me, it was just him giving me an opportunity. And I made the best of that opportunity. That opportunity turned into a great football career at USF under his guidance and his leadership, and I couldn't ask of anything else. Coach Leavitt was great. He was that mentor, he was that coach, he was that leader that I needed in my life at that time. And so I still take, some of his practices and best leadership with me today.
Okay, tell us anything you want to tell him.
Coach Leavitt, I love you. I appreciate the opportunity that you gave me. And
all right, Isaac, tell us a little bit about your experience at USF and playing for Coach when everything just started.
Amazing experience coming from Hillsborough High School with that first ever recruiting class, and coming in really getting to know the guys at like freshman orientation and seeing football shirts on, like, oh, you play football, and just building some lifelong friendships with that. And that first year, everybody red shirts, so we didn't have any games, and just going through learning, the system and the program. And Coach Leavitt built a phenomenal staff with Coach Canales and Coach Wolford and Coach Fry and a lot of the guys we had on offense, and Coach McGee and defense. with Coach Kravitz and things like that. So just the connections, the relationships we were able to forge in those early years was, lifelong, and they'll carry us forever. And then you go into that first season, and just to be a part of the first touchdown in history of the program with Raphael running it in, and those are my brothers for life. So really appreciate those early years and being a part of the first ever recruiting class at University of South Florida.
Anything you want to tell Coach?
Coach, I love you. I appreciate all you did for us, bringing us in and getting us a chance to build those relationships. And just wish everything you do success.
Started.
So Coach Leavitt recruited me from Miami Northwestern back in '96. Came out there, saw a scrawny, tall young man, and saw the potential to play some football. Told me I had a chance to start, build a program here at USF. I took that challenge, came up here, and pretty much molded me to being the man I am. I appreciate everything he did for me, as far as the things he did.
All right, anything you want to say to Coach?
Yeah, Coach Leavitt, you've been, a very inspirational person in my life. You've done a lot for me that you could never, ever fathom. I owe a lot of gratitude to you for being the person I am today, because you taught me how to be established, time management, accountable, and being more of a well-rounded person. And for that, I appreciate you and I love you. Thank you. Go Bulls.
So a little about your experiences and your time playing with Coach.
The experiences I had at USF were unbelievable. That's Coach Leavitt's favorite word. If anybody knows Coach Leavitt, he gave me my first shot. He took a chance on me, and the sky's the limit. We had so much fun at USF. I was part of the first team. I was one of the original OGs, and we built that program from the ground up from day one. And I just want to tell Leavitt, thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done for me in my life, and I love you to death.
All right, tell us your name.
Marshall Smith, first USF class, 96 through 2000. Played linebacker, and
tell us about the experience playing with Coach.
Yeah, so Coach took me, when I first came to campus, I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go to school. My high school coach played for Jim at Dubuque, Iowa, and that was a big reason why I met Coach Leavitt and knew about South Florida and came here. And I don't know what to say. I mean, he coached huge impact on my life. Taught me so much about mentality and the attitude to have. And Coach, I'm sure you're watching this, but I just a big impact on my life, and that kind of toughness and work ethic, and there's so many different things I could go into about that, but the main thing that I took from my 5 years with USF and Coach Leavitt specifically was just mentality, right? We thought everything we had was the best, and we were confident, and whatever was put in front of us, we didn't think was an issue. So, kind of carried that with throughout my life, and 45 now. So years have gone fast, but happy to be here, Coach, and appreciate the heck out of you and everything. You helped me with my younger years and helped us make us the men that we are today.
All right. Anything you want to tell them?
I love you, Coach. And glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Can you tell us about your experiences being around Coach?
Oh man, Coach Leavitt, intense guy, fiery, passion. Just getting chills talking about it right now.
So how did you meet Coach?
I was a student manager, started in 2002 with Coach Leavitt, and just kind of worked my way up a little bit, and had the opportunity to take over in the head position as equipment manager, and 2006, Coach really saw the work ethic and stuff like that in me and believed in me. And very loyal, very loyal.
Yes, sir. Any words you want to say to him?
Just really appreciate you, Coach. Owe you a debt of gratitude for giving me my start and believing in me.
Right there. All right, tell us your name.
All right, Chris Certain, Gainesville, Florida.
All right, Chris, tell us a little bit about your experience with Coach.
My experience with Coach was great, man. He was a hard guy, but he pushed us to always be better and do better as players and brothers and classmates and just, men in life. So it was always a good experience with him.
All right, tell us anything you want to tell Coach, finishing out.
Yeah, hey Coach, I appreciate you, man, for everything that you've done for not only me, but, just the organization as well. A lot of the guys, we continue to appreciate you and talk about you, and thanks for filling us with a whole bunch of memories from USF.
Tell us your name.
My name is Maurice Jones.
All right, tell us about your experience and everything with Coach Leavitt.
Oh man, Coach Leavitt the best, man. I learned a lot of my best things from him. He taught me a lot, taught me how to work harder, taught me how to use my hands, taught me how to be an overall better linebacker and see the game. And at that point, you're just playing now. It's all fun.
All right, anything you want to say to Coach?
Yeah, man, I would say, Coach, hey, man, I appreciate you having this, throwing this. Hopefully we can do this yearly. I love you to death. You taught me a lot, and I really appreciate that. You've been a great mentor for me. And I hope we do this again, and I love you very much, man. Wish you all the best, man.
Yes, sir. All right, tell us about the experience when you played with Coach.
Oh, man, energy and so much. Quick story, man. Our commitment to gym, or my commitment to having a gym, he came down to Miami. I'll never forget, in our fair house, this guy just had removed his appendix. And for him to come in our fair house in our weight room and grab a jump rope and started working out with us, at that point in time, at that point of moment, I understood how much he meant to us and how much he really wanted the group of guys that came up to Tampa with me. And we appreciate that, we remember that, we realized that this was Coach 1 that was crazy, but 2 that was with him. And he wanted to grind with us, and that's important. So it was a no-brainer to make that decision and start something beautiful over here in South Florida and Tampa Bay, man.
All right, tell us anything you want to tell Coach?
Man, again, appreciate you. Appreciate your energy, your intensity. It is definitely appreciated, man. It has carried over 10, 20 years from now, man, and many stories behind it. But most of all, we know your authenticity, man. We know where your heart was and where your heart at for this program and how you started it from the ground up, man. From the portables, we know what it's about.
How are you doing? Can you tell us your name and your position?
I'm Steve Walls. I'm the Director of Sports Medicine at USF and have been for 28 years. Got to know Coach when we started the program, and he really is an amazing man, coach. Made me a better athletic trainer, taught me how to work hard, taught me how to be urgent, and how to care about players. And I'm very, very grateful for everything he did for me in my career.
All right, anything you want to leave him with?
Love you, Coach, and glad you're back in Tampa.
Position?
BJ Daniels, quarterback.
Yes, sir, man. Tell us a little bit about your experience with Coach.
Man, my experience with Coach Leavitt has been amazing. He's been one of the coaches I've respected, loved, and grew up with. From my freshman year to my, from Tallahassee, and I'm just blessed and thankful to have him in my life. I took the opportunity to come to USF from Tallahassee, and it was the best decision I think I've ever made. I had the opportunity to not only just start at USF for 4 years, but was able to come back and still serve the university and give back to our student athletes now as I raise money for athletics. So I'm giving back the same way Coach Leavitt, gave it to me. And one of the cool parts is when I got drafted to the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers, Coach Leavitt was one of the coaches there who still helped me in my journey in my professional career as well. So fully endowed it to him and love and appreciate everything he's done for me and my family.
Yes, sir. Any special things you want to say to him?
Yeah, Coach, man, I love you to death. Man, I appreciate you so much. You know, you've meant so much, not only just me, but my mom and my dad and my little sisters, and just taking a chance on a kid from Tallahassee, Florida, as a short, undersized, black quarterback, where other universities, Florida State didn't want me, and you took a chance on me, and it definitely has molded and shaped me into the man I am today, to the different levels that I've been a part of, to even have the opportunity to say that I won a Super Bowl with the opportunity that you've given me as a young kid from growing up in the backwoods of Tallahassee. So I'm thankful. I love you to death, and can't wait to continue to see where we kind of mature and grow to be.
Clinton Crossley, 2000 to 2005 with Coach Leavitt.
All right, tell us about your experiences out there with Coach.
It was a great experience. Biggest thing is the fire, the passion he had for the game. Just went through so many ups and downs with Coach's private conversations in the trailers. Again, I came in 2000. It was a rough point right now to see where they're at right now, but Coach molded a lot of players and helped a lot of people become men, and he just did a great job for a lot of people, and I just enjoyed the fact, and thank you, Coach, for helping me become a man, and I'm blessed to have you in our life, and just the enjoyment of being around you. I'm happy to be here with you. Celebrate this time.
Any last things you want to say to Coach before we cut the video? And the position and everything.
Huey Whitaker, played receiver here at South Florida, USF. Started here in 2000 and graduated in 2003.
All right, tell us about your experience with Coach.
Experience with Coach is passion. I think he says it best. He's passionate about the game, and it came across, and it allowed us to just play and really deliver ourselves and our skills in a passionate way on the field and try to find some success. And Coach was always really out there with us. We always felt that he was in the game with us. He was fiery, chippy, always in our face, loud, but it really allowed us to just kind of find that inner dog and really get the best out of us as players. And it also taught us a lot of lessons as human beings and as men. And one thing I actually teach my kids today is bull time, right, and being late, and really just the authentic, just hard work nature that Leavitt was all about.
Any last words you want to tell Coach?
No, Coach Leavitt, thanks for everything you've done, not just for myself, but really for the program, allowed the growth of what we kind of seen and experienced over the years. We love you and we appreciate everything you do now. And even this get-together in which we're together now, I mean, this is something that you didn't have to do, but you chose to put it together with Jay, and we appreciate everything.
Tell us your name.
Brian Newsom. I came in on the inaugural team back in '96, '97. Originally, I came in as a running back. After my first year, Coach Leavitt moved me. I started over at defense, at cornerback and safety, number 7. I just want to say thank you, Coach Leavitt, for all your experiences that you taught me and things that you showed me, the intensity that you brought to the table. Really thankful for you inviting us over tonight. I really enjoyed myself.
In '97, which is this group here, I was a special teams coordinator. Then I left and went back into high school coaching, and Jim called me up in 2001 and offered me the offensive coordinator position, which suited me a lot more. So I took that and coached with him until 2005.
So you was a part of one of them ranked teams?
Somewhat.
Yes, sir. Tell us a little bit about the experience of coaching beside him.
Well, I think the great thing about being an assistant coach is that everywhere along the way you're going to pick up things that's going to help you in your coaching career. And I picked up quite a few things from Coach Leavitt that made me a better coach in the rest of my coaching career. I'm retired now, but a lot of things that I found myself saying and doing would cause me to pause and think, damn, I think Coach Leavitt said that too. So yeah, he had a pretty good influence on my entire coaching career. Even though I'm older than him, and I was probably the oldest guy on the staff.
Thank you so much.